If you're tired of your caddis pattern sinking, then today's fly pattern is for you. To tie it, we'll start off with some lateral scale or any flash of your choice. Snip a small section free, securing it tightly to your hook shank and wrapping well into the bend of our hook, laying down a smooth thread base to help with our following steps. At which point, we'll reverse our thread's direction back up towards the head of the fly, once again laying down an even thread base to make our next step a little bit easier. At which point, we'll grab our flash and begin wrapping it forward in closed, touching spirals, with each wrap slightly overlapping the last so we don't build up too much bulk, but also help hold the previous wrap down so it doesn't stick up, and we'll continue to do so until we reach our thread, at which point we'll secure it tightly in place, taking thread wraps both in front as well as behind before snipping your excess free. Paint over with some UV resin, adding both shine and durability to the pattern before fixing it in place with a UV light, wrapping back over it slightly before grabbing some foam. Here I'm using a 2mm in the color tan. Snip a small section free and trim up the tips to be shaped like a triangle, and once complete, it should look something like this. We'll measure it to length so it sticks out a bit further than the bend of our hook, before securing it tightly in place, starting with some loose wraps and wrapping tighter and tighter as we go. You can also add a securing wrap behind it before wrapping over the top of it to help lock it down. Once happy, we'll snip the excess free using our thread to cover up our tag ends, and wrapping back into the foam slightly until we reach the hook point. At which point, we'll grab some poly yarn, snip a small piece free, and secure it just in front of our foam. Pull in the tag ends so they don't stick out past the hook eye before securing them tightly in place. Trim it to length, being a bit longer than our foam, and grab some elk hair. Snip a small clump free and brush it out to give it a less buggy look, removing some of the underhair fibers as well as the shorter ones to help them stack a little more evenly. Insert it into our stacker, stack it up before carefully removing it and measuring it to length, once again being just a bit longer than our foam. Secure it to the top side of your fly by taking a loose wrap around it before locking it down. Secure it tightly in place, starting off with loose wraps towards the elk hair so we don't splay it apart before wrapping tighter and tighter up towards the hook eye, ensuring that it won't spin around our hook shank. Snip your excess free and cover up your tag ends, laying down a smooth thread base for our final step. We'll then grab some saddle hackle. Here I'm using the color brown. Pull a single piece free, secure it tightly in place, wrapping backwards towards our elk hair. With this complete, we'll bring our thread forward and begin to hackle it around the head of our fly in closed, touching spirals, and we'll continue to do so until we reach our thread. Secure it tightly in place. Whip finish to hold it all together. Snip your thread free, and this is a caddis pattern that I like to use in fast running water, as it's nearly impossible to sink and does an incredibly good job at mimicking the profile. But wherever you fish it, it's sure to do the trick, either fished alone or with a dropper underneath. And if you'd like to win this one, comment #flies in the comments below. So thank you for watching, subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one.